I put damp rid in these paint line trays to absorb moisture in this when it rains and we're not inside. And I'm surprised by the amount of water that's in these trays. This one's full. That one's full. I'm kind of scared to move them because that's started out with these yellow pellets, and it just absorbed all the moisture. Now I got a vacuum in here, so that's not a problem. But this damp rib seems to work pretty good, getting all the moisture out of a vehicle that you're not inside. So this week is getting our bus ready for travels to the SoCal Mini Rally in April. Welcome to Lawn Arts Ceiling. The white lights are the LED lights we had Leisure Coachwork install. It might seem like there's a lot of them down the line, but originally these were large fluorescent lights that the original converter put in. Taking them out was going to make things look bad, so we just upgraded the lighting all the way down the line. We don't need all the lights, but it covers the holes. It looks good. First opening you see there is a 14 by 14 vent. The opening on it broke when we first got the bus, but I had a rain cover installed on the top, so we get fresh air when we're moving down the road, or if we're parked, we get fresh air. When the weather gets cold, I have a sponge I shove in there. It's made specifically for vents. Keeps the heat in the coach. Next thing back is a cover. That cover's on skylight number 1. Then we have the air conditioning unit. We have skylight number 2. See the air, or not the air, the light peeking through. Then there's a space, and you have skylight number 3 right there. When this bus came from the factory, it had 4 skylights in the ceiling. They removed one when they did the conversion, and that would be basically where the bedroom is. We're getting the bus ready for our next outing, which will be the SoCal Mini Rally coming up in April of 2024. It's just a couple weeks away. The dog crates are for our family, our pack when we travel. There are 7 crates there. We have 9 dogs. So 2 can ride loose. Actually, they can all ride loose within reason. And then when we get to our destination, let's say we're going to go boondocking. When we get to our place, when we open the front door, I'd like to have a couple dogs on leash. Everybody can be put away, and then 1 by 1 or 2 by 2, everybody gets walked. If we be feeling lazy that day, I've got several of these reels. Here's my stuff for blotting up all the water. I have several of these reels that I can use for walking dogs. Let's see here. This shows the overhead cabinets. Overhead cabinets go all the way down to the kitchen on that side, and that's the control panel for turning on the generator, checking the pumps, and then you have cabinets all the way down that side. Usually when I do videos of the inside of the bus, I kind of rush through, so this gives an opportunity to see everything. The wood thing, that bracket there, was mounted between this chair and the couch. It doesn't work for me, so it's just a knick-knack holder for now. It'll probably come out of the coach. I'll go down and show you where I'm going to put the diesel heater, and then finish up this video. Working the bus, I got some windows open. This is the driver's window. It's a really neat design. There's a screen on the outside, so when you're driving down the road, bugs don't get to come inside and visit you. And then on the opposite side, you've got this one here that opens up. There's the tow window down there. And then this gets you a lot of fresh air. Those will be closing because I just checked the weather report, and tonight we're supposed to have thunderstorms. I don't want the inside of the bus to get wet, so these will get closed when I get done doing the things I'm doing in here. Okay, here's my project for tomorrow. There are some parts and some goodies, and some more parts and some more goodies. And there's the old diesel heater. I never got it to work. It started smelling funny, so I think I might have burned it out. I'm not sure. I have a friend in Northern California who wants to play with it, so when I get the new one installed, I'll just ship this one off to him. Down here is where the old heater used to be. When they did the installation, the reason for the foam down there and the foam down there, so when the original install was done, they left a gap that allowed air to go from the back of the refrigerator into the passenger compartment, which is a bad thing, called carbon monoxide. So I went through, I cut the top off of the old container. For now, that'll just stay like that. Eventually, I'll get some cleaner tin snips, and I will cut everything away. The back corner there is where the fuel line comes up for the diesel heater, along with the power lines going down to the battery and to be grounded. I'm using the original exhaust port and air intake from the old heater there. It's on I mounted it on a piece of sheet metal just to keep the heat down. So it's got a plastic casing, but still anyways, I want to keep everything cool. And this one has 4 ends. I wanted one with 1 end. I didn't know what I was ordering the first time I ordered one. So the new one has just one, has the air intake and then one port for heat, and going to install that down there to blow the hot air into the coach. So that's tomorrow's project. Here's the sponge I mentioned earlier. It's basically a big sponge. Here's your container. It's got a little handle on it. It's kind of neat. You push it in, tuck it in nice and flat, and now it keeps all the heat in the coach. So if you have just a regular warm day, or even a cold night, your heat's not going to be leaving the coach. And then on a sunny day like today, and to help air out the coach, I pull the sponge out. Plenty of fresh air can come in and out through the opening, and it's got a rain cover on it, so we won't get wet. As I was moving things around and cleaning up things, I came across this. This is my Camper Daily log. I got this at Camping World a couple years ago, and I started filling it in when I remembered. I was using just a spiral bound notebook before, but this looked fancy, so I picked this up. First entry shows I got quite cool weather on the end of November 2022. We drove the bus from home to J&R Diesel to be worked on. Then our next entry here is we picked it up at J&R Diesel and took it home by way of work. Shows how much the repairs were. And we picked it up at 9:45 a.m. Next entry is that fabulous trip that we did that did not come out too good. So it's clear weather. We left on 12/18/22. Arizona via the 10. Ended up in Avondale. Dropped off 2 white German Shepherds. Filled up the coach and the generator with fuel. Found a place to park on Pierce Street, which is just below the Pilot. Shows our mileage because that's after I installed my GPS speedometer odometer. Fuel logs for the day. We filled it up when we got to Arizona. And then the next entry on the back is Genset said no. It wouldn't start. Starting getting cold. Diesel heater still wasn't working right. Extremely cold. Inside the bus. No water. I don't know what happened there. Not sure. Next entry, 12/19. We left at 7 a.m. and headed for home from Avondale. Drove 330 miles. It was cold. When we got to Indio, I think it was like 50 degrees. We pulled over and napped for about an hour and then continued home. And then there's no entry after that because it was too cold to travel. So once we get the diesel heater going, we can travel in cold weather again.